Hi all, welcome back. Today I'm going to perform a small video on how to configure active standby in F5 load balancer. This is my small topology in that I have a two big IP F5 load balancers. This is a big IP2 and this is big IP1, and I have big IP1 is already pre-configured with the interfaces. That is, I performed the last video on how to configure the VLAN. So big IP2 is a fresh one. I have not yet configured anything, and for big IP1 and big IP2 is connected on interface 1 E1/E1.3, and big IP2 I have configured the management server as 192.168.238.211. So I will show the configuration for big IP1 what I have configured earlier. Okay, if you go to the VLANs, I have created external VLAN and VLAN 10, 20, 30, but I have not configured anything on HA. And if you go to the self IPs, I have for the external self IP and self IP for VLAN 10, 20, 30. And this is all about the IP addresses. If you go to the interfaces, 1.1 and 1.2 is up and running, and uninitialized was HA link, that is 1.3 this link E1.3, and after that we have created nodes for big IP1. This is the server 1, 2, 3, and pools for server 1 and 2. I have created HTTP and SSH, and virtual server for HTTP and SSH and HTTPS. So if you go to the big IP2, I have configured only the management interface 192.168.238.11. Okay, if you go to the network, in that network I don't have any VLANs, and I don't have any self IP, and I don't have any interfaces which is configured, and local traffic I don't have any nodes on this. So we will create everything. So what we have configured in big IP1, and okay. So first I will go to the big IP1 and then I will create a HA VLAN. Okay, so I have only external and VLAN 10, 20, 30. Before proceeding further, first I need to configure this interface which is connected to E1.1 as a switch trunk port. So I will configure that one. Interface E1.1 switch port trunk encapsulation .1 queue and switch port mode trunk. Okay, let's verify the interface. Show interface trunk. So I have two interfaces trunk configured as E1/0 and E1/1. E1/0 is connected to big IP1 and E1/1 is connected to big IP2. So save the configuration and go to the big IP1 and create a VLAN for HA. Create HA VLAN. So you can provide no need to provide anything. You can mention HA port, HA link, and it is connected to 1.3 and which is untimed access port. Add it. Click on finish. So we got HL VLAN, and go to the self IP and create a self IP for HA. HL link self IP, and IP address is 172.168.1.1 with a /24 subnet mask. and select the HA VLAN and allow default, click finish. So we got external and 3 VLAN and HA link. Go to the interface and HA interface up and running. Okay, that's it for big IP1. Go to the big IP2. So we need to create from scratch the network interfaces VLANs. So I will create 5 VLANs, one for external, 3 for VLAN, external VLAN, and one more thing for big IP2. I have a IP address as gateway for this is 192.168.230.101 and VIP is 230.150, and similarly for big IP2 I have a gateway for 192.168.10.101 and 120.101 and 30.101 for all three VLANs. Similarly, we will configure here description connected to external VLAN and interface is 1.1 and that is untagged one. Add it, repeat, and VLAN 10 ID 10, that is tagged 1.2. Add it, repeat, VLAN 20 tag 20 and 1/2 tag 1. Add it, repeat, VLAN 30 VLAN, that is 1.2 tag 1. Add it, repeat, and HA VLAN, and that is untagged 1 and 1.3 untagged. Add it, finish it. If you see here, I got external HA, that is untagged access port, and VLAN is 10, 20, 30 VLANs. Go to the self IPs. I don't have any self IPs to big IP to create it one. External one. External self IP address is 192.168.230.101. Net mask is 24 subnet mask. Select the external VLAN tunnel and port unlock is all. Repeat it. And VLAN 10 self IP address is 192.168.10.101 and subnet mask is /24 subnet mask, and select the VLAN as VLAN 10, allow default, repeat. VLAN 20 192.168.20.101, net mask is 24, VLAN 20, select the VLAN, allow default. VLAN 30 self IP and 192.168.30.101 and select the VLAN tunnel as VLAN 30, allow default, repeat. And VLAN HA self IP and IP address is 172.168.1.2 slash net mask is 24 subnet mask, and select the HA VLAN, allow default, click finish. So I got the 5 self IPs, one for external, one for HA, and 3 for VLAN 10, 20, 30. So go to the interfaces, select all three interfaces are up and running. Go to the local traffic and we will create a 3 nodes. Okay, create a 3 nodes. Server 1 and server 1 IP address is 192.168.10.1. I will configure. Use the default configuration. Repeat. Server 2 and IP address is 192.168.20.1 and click on repeat, and server 3 and that IP address is 192.168.30.1. click finish. Okay, I got these 3 servers. Let's create the pool. Web pool or HTTP pool, and I will not configure the help monitor. So load balancing method, I will select as it is default one, and select the new member, select the node list and add the 10.1 and select the port HTTP port 80 and click on and select the node 2, that is 20.1, click on add it and select server 3, click on add it and click finish. So we got nodes, pools, and we need to create a virtual server. Virtual server for SSHTTP. Okay, description. Virtual server for FM. I will keep virtual server type as a standard one. Source IP is any, destination is our external VIP 192.168.230.151, I believe 150, yeah, 150, and service port is HTTP and protocol is TCP, and select that HTTP profile as HTTP and come down and select the default pool as HTTP pool. Click on finish. So everything we have configured here. So still now we have not yet configured the HA part. So for that I will go to the BigIP1. Here come to device management and select the devices. In this we need to add the we need to add the synchronization. So where we need to specify the IP address that is used for synchronize their configuration objects and their other devices. So click on the BigIP1 and go to config sync. Here is a local address. Select the which interface needs to synchronize. So I will select HA link and update and go to the failover network, and we need nothing is added here, so click on add. So I want to use the HA1 HA link and click on finish. Suppose if you want to add any other new failover, you can click on repeat and it will ask for which one interface you want to select, management interface or external one. So I will add it again, management one. So click on finish it. So I got the two failover links and mirroring the click on the mirroring one. This configuration will be used to mirror the configurations. So first one, which one you have to select? I want HA link used as to use the mirroring the configuration. Second one I can select no, I don't want to select second one. Suppose if you want to have and select it, update the same thing. Similarly we will update this one in BigIP2. Go to devices, click on this BigIP2 self sync config, select the HA1, update, go to failover network. I don't have, add it, HA1, repeat, and I will select the management interface, finish it. Go to mirroring the configuration. I will use the HA link to mirror the configuration, update. So we have configured the config sync, failover network and mirroring in BigIP1 and BigIP2. Okay, now we will configure the device trust. So it will be used to we can add the peer IPs to trusted. So go to the device management and device trust. In that, device trust members, here I don't have anything, so click on add. So you can select here device type as peer1 and one is subordinate, so I will select the peer1. And device IP address, I wanted to trust, I want to make the trust between big IP1 and big IP2. So this is the IP address. You need to enter the big IP2 IP address, peer IP address. So I will select 192.168.238.11, that is the management IP address. So management username and password, that is admin, and provide the password. And click on the retrieve device information. So you will get the verify the device certificates, and click on the device certificate matches and add a device. It's loading. Okay, the device is added in the big IP2 device details added in the big IP1. Similarly, we will do it for a big IP2, and go to the device management, device trust. Okay, I don't have anything here. Click on add it, the peer IP, select the peer, and device IP address is 192.168.238.210, that is management IP address, and IP username is admin, and provide the password. And click on the retrieve device information. And device certificate matches, click on it and add device. Okay, so now it's added here. So go to the devices. If you see here in big IP2, I got a device big IP1 details and as well as self. And if you go to the big IP1, in this click on the devices, we got a big IP1 and 2. So now what we will do is we will create a sync failover device groups. So we need to, when we are performing a failover, so the failover has to happen, right? So we will create a sync failover device groups. So go to the device management and device groups, click on that. We don't have anything here, click create. So provide any group. So I can provide a sync failover group, and you can group type is like a sync only or sync failover. So in this only, if you select sync only, the only device details will be sync. If you select sync failover, whenever there is the device one is unavailable, it will fail over the it will fail over as well as sync. Okay, so provide any description you want. So I have available is here is 2, so I will select both of them and add it. And sync type will be, we have a 3: automatic with incremental sync, manual with incremental sync, and manual with full sync. So I will select go with automatic with incremental sync. Click on that and finish it. Same thing I will configure in big IP2. Okay, go to the device groups and click on create. You can provide sync failover group, and group type will be sync failover, and I will add both the devices available, and click on automatic with incremental sync and click on finish. So now we have created a sync failover device group. So now we need to sync the devices. So first I will go with a big one. Go to the device management overview. Here you can see awaiting initial sync. So here you can see awaiting initial sync. Click on sync. You can see not all devices synced. Similarly, you can go here. Okay. Okay, device 2 is in sync, you can see. Okay, big IP1 is also in sync, big IP2 is also in sync. So wait for some time. So yeah, so we can see in sync here. Here also, go to the device management overview and in sync. So both are in sync now. So big IP2 become an active device and big IP1 is saying a standby. Okay. Okay, as of now, the active device is FI2 big IP FI2 and standby one is big IP FI1. So now do the test. So where the traffic is going. So right now I'm in external user machine. So I will type HTTP 192.168.230.150 IP address. Okay, now it's going. So if it is going to web server to do so, then we have a whatever we have configured, it's working, and we need to configure the connection mirroring for virtual server in virtual server, because we need to the big IP system can mirror the TCP or any UDP connections for which virtual server. So for that we need to configure the connection mirroring for a virtual server. Go to the virtual server, sorry, local traffic, virtual server, and HTTP, and here we can, so where I can find, okay, click on the basic, click on the advanced. Here you can see, okay, here you can see connection rate limit mode per virtual server, and connection mirroring is may degrade performance. Click on this one, enable and select update. Okay, now we have done the connection mirroring for virtual server. So now we need to test the failover everything. So go to the device and devices. Here we have a 2. So as of now I'm in big IP2 as it's showing as a active one. So select the self one, big IP2, come down and go to the force offline. From force this device to offline. So I'm making down. Okay, so now it becomes now it's syncing forced offline. We will see here force, so online active. Now the device big IP1 becomes active and big IP2 is now showing as a forced offline. So now we will test the connectivity. Yeah, now it's going big IP1 2 3. So I think our configuration is worked. HA configuration is worked. I think we have done with this lab HA configuring the active standby in HA for big IP FI load balancers. So I hope this video has been informative for you, and I would like to say thank you for watching.